Good morning, friends. So, uh, difference between authority delegation and decentralization. Next half hour we'll discuss stopping concept in detail, and next point HRM, human resource management. Okay, so that we have to discuss today in this particular session. So, previous lecture I have asked you people to find out the difference between authority delegation and decentralization, right? So you know exact meaning of authority delegation and decentralization. So basic concept of authority delegation is that we have discussed, like giving the subordinate a part of right and power to perform the work. Okay, so what is the authority delegation? Giving a subordinate a small part of right and power to perform certain task. And what is expected that who should do this work? Actually, authority should do, but to get the work done effectively from subordinates and his immediate subordinates and foreman, you can say supervisor, for that purpose authority delegation is necessary, right? But it is authority job, but he just giving authority to another person, right? Not 100% surrenderness of the authority, a few part, right? If you give 100% power to your subordinate, then what is your value, right? And one more thing we discussed, like in authority delegation, people think like it is avoiding the work. That person is giving work to his subordinate, means he is avoiding the work, right? It is not like that, right? So you have to don't take this particular authority delegation in negative way. You have to consider this. Okay, so that's why, friends, understand authority delegation is a positive thing in industry for getting effective work done. And next part we seen last lecture, that is a decentralization. So what is the meaning of decentralization? It is a systematic delegation of authority. It is a systematic delegation of authority in the organization. But if you see this both the concept, it looks similar. In the first part also, subordinate is doing the task. In decentralization also, subordinate is doing task. Then what is exact difference? So let us discuss this difference one by one. Friend, delegation is a process of giving us some part of right and power to subordinate. This is the first thing. And what is the decentralization? Decentralization is the end result of the authority delegation. Getting end result means after delegating the authority, what exact happening in the organization, that is the decentralization. Getting, so both things look similar, but very thin difference is there in between. The next difference is there, authority delegation mainly refers to granting of the authority and the creation of responsibility as between one individual. Means here you are granting some authority to your subordinate and you are creating that person as a responsible person for that particular right or power. And this is happening between the two individuals. Try to understand. It is happening between two people, superior and subordinate. Whereas decentralization is the situation which exists as a result of the systematic delegation of the authority through getting. So in decentralization, authority delegation is happening throughout the organization. It is not between two people. It is throughout the organization. Everybody will understand. Yes, that person is a assistant manager and he is having so and so power. So it is known to all organization, all people in the organization. It is not between two people. Authority delegation happens between two people, whereas decentralization happens in whole organization. Getting, in authority delegation, a superior continues to be responsible for the work delegated. Who is responsible in authority delegation for work, or who is the reporting person? that authority only, even though you are passing the work to somebody, to your subordinate, even though that superior is responsible for that, not a subordinate. But in decentralization, superior is relieved from responsibility, and who is responsible for that? Subordinate is responsible for that. This is a basic difference. Try to understand. In authority delegation, work is given to subordinate. Who is responsible here? Superior. Who is giving that task? Who is giving authority to his subordinate? That person is responsible for all the good happenings and bad happenings in the organization. But in decentralization, it is not like that. Once authority is delegated, then who is responsible? Who is handling that particular task? That person is responsible. Means that subordinate is responsible. There is no role of superior. This is a very important difference, and here you will get exact difference between authority delegation and decentralization. Getting? So another difference is there. Authority delegation is important in the organization, as you can involve all the subordinates in the organization. How you can involve all the subordinates under you in the organizational activities for achieving the goal? You can delegate the authority. Whereas decentralization is optional. It may or may not be done as a systematic policy. It is optional. It is not necessary. Like you should do that decentralization. It is a policy matter. Management will decide whether to decentralize this activity or not. Getting? But manager is using this authority delegation tool to involve all the subordinates in the organization. Right? So very thin difference is there between this authority delegation and decentralization. Getting? So this is about the authority delegation, decentralization. Actual concepts we discussed along with advantage, limitation, its type in previous lecture. And here we have discussed the exact difference between these two. Any doubt in this? Shall we proceed? Any comment from your side? Anything you want to ask? Okay, let us proceed to next point. So next point today that we have to discuss is the staffing. So at the beginning, I want to ask one question. What is the staffing? Very generalized question. As we have seen in the first chapter also, what is meaning of staffing? Again in title of second chapter also we have seen what is meaning of staffing. We have to discuss here along with its advantage, limitation, what is the process, what task it involves. But at the beginning, very basic question. Put in chat box. Can somebody put in short, like what is the staffing? You should not put answer like it is a function of manager. Yes, it is a function of manager, but what is that function? Manager is doing this function, right? It is clear, everybody understood it. Take 1 minute and put in chat box. Yes, anybody? Yes, anybody want to put in chat box? No? Yes, what is the exact meaning? We have seen in short, like choosing a right person for right job is nothing but staffing. Okay. Staffing means recruiting the right person or choosing the right person for right job. Getting appropriate person for appropriate job means what? For accountant, commerce person should be there. For marketing, MBA person should be there. For this designing, design engineer should be there, right? Like that. So still certain definitions are there from Knuds and O'Donnell. So what he is telling, the managerial function of staffing involves managing the organizational structure with proper and effective selection, appraisal, and development of the personnel to fill the role designed into the structure. So which structure? Organizational structure. So what is the staffing according to Knuds and Donnell? What he is telling? He is telling that staffing is nothing but effective selection, proper and effective selection, appraisal of that employee, then development of that particular employee. That thing is a staffing, not only recruiting the person. एक कुठला तरी व्यक्ती घ्यायचा आणि कंपनीमध्ये टाकायचा कर काम असं नाहीये. अप्रोप्रिएट व्यक्ती तिथं असला पाहिजे. इफेक्टिव्ह सिलेक्शन म्हणजे he should have that knowledge, you should have checked each and everything, right? So that activity is a staffing. Also staffing can be defined as filling position in the organization. Which kind of position? Manpower positions are required in the organization, maybe a supervisor, foreman, engineer, right? Manager, assistant manager, general manager, assistant general manager, and so on. Getting? So filling the position in the organization by identifying the workforce requirement as per the requirement in the organization, identifying where there is a lack of people, which department need workforce. So identifying that also is the function involved in the staffing. Inventorying the people. Inventorying the people means making the list of people existing in the organization. Getting? And recruiting the people, selecting that person for appropriate job, promoting that person. Promoting means after 1 year, 2 year, promoting that person, making promotion of that person to higher level. Nowadays there is a concept of demotion also, right? Promotion, demotion. So first understand only promotion. Then appraising. Appraising means evaluating that person, whether he is doing well, how his performance is there. So that activity is nothing but appraising. And planning the career of the compensating and training the people. So this activity is nothing but the giving appropriate training. Why training is necessary? Each and every day there is a change in technology, right? Every day customer is having different demand, right? For that purpose, your people should have training. And this whole activity is called as a staffing. So how many activities involved in staffing? Recruitment of person, inventorying the people, recruiting, selecting the people, promoting the people, appraising the people, making planning of the all people, and training of the people. So whole activity is called as a staffing. Getting? So and in short, as you know, choosing the right person for right job means obviously by considering all this aspect, recruiting the person or choosing the person for right job. I hope you got the clear idea of meaning what I am telling regarding staffing. Okay. So basic information related to staffing we have to discuss now. As you understood the exact concept of staffing, friends, people are very important for effective operation of the enterprise, and you should agree with this statement with me. Like yes, without people, organization cannot work effectively. It is true, right? Only machines cannot work individually. Nowadays robots are there, even though there should be a person to handle them, right? That's why people must be there in the organization. They plays very vital role for effective operation in the organization. So this is a basic thing. Try to understand. And many of the managers are telling nowadays our people are our most important assets, because they understand, managers understand, if I have machines, I cannot do anything with that machine as individual person. But if I have people along with me, then definitely that machines become assets, and even people are also become assets for me. Asset means you will get something returns from that. Then staffing must be closely linked to organizing. Staffing must be closely linked to organizing. So what is the exact meaning of organizing we have seen? Anybody remember? We have seen organizing is nothing but grouping the task, right? Allocating the duties, allocating the resources, right? That activity we have seen as and its meaning is organizing. And here one statement I am making, like staffing and organizing must be closely linked. Why this is so? For organizing, for grouping the people, grouping the activity, you should have staff along with you. Staff means you should have people along with you. That's why staffing and organizing is very closely linked. Closely linked. Getting? And one more thing I want to tell, like all managers are responsible for staffing. It is not like many time we think HR department's role is to recruit the people. Is it like that? Definitely no. HR person is not, he just managing the manpower. Getting? HR is a person who is leading that department for recruiting the people, right? Uprising the people. But all managers are responsible. HR manager may not have technical knowledge of quality, right? How he will do recruitment of quality person, effective person in quality department? He should take one technical person, manager from quality department for recruitment purpose. Try to understand. That's why I'm making the statement. All managers have responsibility of staffing. तो सगळ्या डिपार्टमेंटचं अप्रायझल कसं करू शकेल? Not possible. Only particular department can make the appraisal of his employees. That's why this is a true sentence. Managers are responsible for staffing. I am telling certain sentences to you people, true and false. Sometimes questions are asked in MCQ also. So try to understand some sentences which I am telling to you. Again, remember, all managers are responsible for staffing. So basically, the board of director performs the staffing function by selecting the chief executive. Every organizations is having board of director, right? That you know. So he performs or he starts the staffing function, and what he do? He select the chief executive. In the organization, chief executive is there. So he choose the chief executive, and chief executive later on selects the various managers. Now, who choose the various manager in the organization? Chief executive generally, that post is also called as a CEO, right? In short, you can remember. Then that person choose the managers like production department, marketing department, finance department. Getting? So who starts the staffing function? Who begins the staffing function? Who initiates the staffing function? Board of director. And what is the result of that action? They select the chief executive. Then what is the chief executive's role? Chief executive select the manager. And as you know, managers are having responsibility of staffing. So in this way, staffing is done in the organization from board of director to chief executive to various managers, right? So in this way, staffing is done in the organization. And remember, who is responsible for selecting subordinates? Managers, right? Means again, one more link is added in the staffing activity. Board of director to chief executive to manager, manager to subordinate, subordinate to supervisor, and then foreman. Board of director cannot recruit foreman or you can say supervisors, right? Who is selecting supervisor? Manager. Who is selecting manager? Chief executive. Who is selecting chief executive? Board of director. Getting? So board of director to chief executive to manager, manager to subordinate, subordinate to supervisor or foreman. And even supervisors are also recruiting the worker. Again, one more step is added. So how link is prepared regarding staffing? Board of director, chief executive, manager, supervisor, and worker. Once again, I'm telling what is the flow diagram here we have prepared. Board of director, chief executive, manager, subordinate, supervisor, and then workers and helpers, laborers, like that. Getting? So this in this way people are recruited. This is a chain you can say in the organization. When you will become entrepreneur also, that time you people are also having role of board of director, right? And then you have to recruit the chief executive, and below that, and obviously you should have control over it, right? Board of director should have control over it, what chief executive is doing, whether he is recruiting good managers, appropriate managers, right? Whether he is choosing right person for right job or not, right? So this is also role of board of director. Getting? So why staffing is important? First, I want to tell. I hope you understood what is the meaning of staffing, what activities happening in the staffing, what is the process of staffing, right? Then, what is exact need or you can say importance of this particular staffing? Friends, remember, every manufacturing industry, labor cost is nearly equal to 15 to 20% of cost of production. कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शनच्या 15 ते 20% ही मॅनपॉवर कॉस्ट असते. सो रिमेंबर, so you have to focus because you are investing huge on that. 20% amount is a huge amount that way. Getting? So production कॉस्टच्या 20% मॅनपॉवर लेबरलाच खर्च जातोय. So we should focus because 20% we are spending on it. So that's why staffing activity should be done properly, and that is the important of it. And one more, business enterprises need right kind of people at various important position in the organization, right? So otherwise, if you recruit the any person at any post, then definitely that manpower will not work effectively or successfully. There will be the failure chances. If you recruit the unskilled person for operating CNC, what will happen? Definitely he will damage the machine, as he is not having skill how to operate it. What precaution should be taken? Yes, he can handle manual lathe, simple, but program machine, can he handle? Not possible. That's why recruiting the right kind of people for various position in the organization is very important, and that is nothing but staffing activity. So this is the need, or you can say importance of recruiting the or doing the staffing activity. Now, what is the function of staffing? We have seen again in earlier stage, but certain functions are also there again beyond whatever we discussed at the beginning. So basic function, you can say proper manpower planning. So it includes from recruiting, training them, assigning the work, getting work done from them, getting or apprising them, checking performance of these people. So that manpower planning, whole task is the whatever related to planning of manpower is staffing. Also, manpower planning includes forecasting. अंदाज घ्यायचा. फोरकास्टिंग मीन्स अंदाज घ्यायचा किती लागणार आहेत लोक. डेव्हलपिंग सच अ मॅनपॉवर and later on controlling them. Okay, so this is the function of staffing. The managerial function of staffing, in turn, manpower planning related to the total management system. So if you prepare manpower properly, then automatic remaining planning will happen very smoothly. That you have to understand. What are the advantage of staffing? First advantage is that it helps to choose the right kind of personnel. पर्सनल म्हणजे आपण पर्सनल हे कर्मचारीसाठी सुद्धा वापरतो. कर्मचारी हा अर्थ असतो ह्या पर्सनलचा, आणि वैयक्तिक जो आपण वापरतो तोही पर्सनलच प्रोनाउन्सिएशन आहे, बट स्पेलिंग इज लिटल डिफरंट. PERSONNEL is the personal. Personal means कर्मचारी. Okay, so choosing the right kind of personnel for different important position in the organization structure. So this is the basic advantage of staffing. Staffing helps to choose the right kind of personnel for different important position in the organization structure. Staffing helps in identifying talented and competent people, grooming them, develop them to help and move up the organization ladder. What is the benefit? If you want to find out the talented people, talented means for your particular job in the organization, talented, finding or identifying the talented people and competent people, those who are having that kind of skill, for that purpose staffing is helpful. Grooming them means training them and beautifying them, like yes, once that person sent to that so and so work, definitely he will perform that work and with efficiency. Develop them by training, by giving training, developing such an employee. So staffing helps for that. Getting, and obviously that organization ladder will become stronger and stronger. Next benefits is that staffing ensures high productivity by placing the right men in the right job. Due to staffing, higher productivity is there. Why this is so? Because in staffing, as you know, right man should be at right job. So failure rate will not be there, rejection rate will not be there, right? So that's why definitely staffing is ensuring the higher productivity. Then staffing helps to avoid disruption of production schedule. Staffing helps to avoid disruption of production schedule. म्हणजे अडथळा, डिस्रप्शन म्हणजे अडथळा वगैरे बिना अडचणीचं. Possible because staffing is done properly. Staffing helps to avoid this disruption of production schedule. Whatever schedule you have prepared, there will not be any changes as staffing is done properly. It will happen very smoothly. Then staffing helps to prevent underutilization of manpower. It is not like that staffing activity, HR department, just all departments are asking to HR manager, recruit the people. I need 10 quality person, I need 10 designer, I need 10 helpers, laborers. It is not like that. Everybody should demand what they want. Whatever requirement is there, you have to show like we have utilized this person. So if staffing is proper, then underutilization will also not happen. म्हणजे लोक बसून राहणार नाहीत, त्यांचं युटिलायझेशन हे होईल. बट हाऊ? इफ यू हॅव प्रॉपर स्टाफिंग. Getting, and staffing is giving this advantage. It is very, very important advantage of staffing that there is no underutilization of any of the manpower. Though all manpower, all personals are utilized 100%. The next advantage is it provides the information to management for internal promotion. Who is helping for promotion activity? Staffing. That HR manager, human resource manager is helping for promotion. Like who should be promoted and how to fill remaining position below that. Right? So it is a job of this particular personal department. They are doing it. These are the advantages of staffing. Then a few important points you should remember for staffing. and then we'll stop for stopping discussion. Stopping affects the leading and controlling. So next chapter, as you know, leading and controlling. Stopping affects the leading and controlling. We'll discuss what is exact leading and its aspect of controlling leading in detail in coming chapters. But try to understand at this stage, stopping affects the leading and controlling. If you are having proper stopping, you can lead all the departments properly, and even you can control all the departments properly. That you have to understand from this statement. Then a well-trained manager creates an environment in which people working together in a group can achieve enterprise objective. This important statement you have to remember regarding staffing. Well-trained manager create an environment in which people working together in group can achieve the enterprise goal. For achieving the enterprise goal, there is no any way other than staffing. For achieving the enterprise's goal, you should have proper staffing. Getting? Then selecting quality managers affects the controlling by preventing any undesirable deviation. Try to understand. Selecting quality manager affects the controlling by preventing any undesirable deviation. If you are having proper managers, they can control properly, and even there is a deviation. If things are not happening as per the plan, then there will be certain deviation, and that can be prevented if staffing is done properly. The next thing that you have to remember, that is staffing is the activity which is carried out in the enterprise. Where staffing is carried out? Within the enterprise. That you have to understand. Internal factors of this enterprise, such as the personal policies, organizational climate, and the reward system, must be taken into account. While staffing, that you have to understand, what is the policies to recruit the people? Means how much compensation you can give, how much salaries you can give you. That policy should be considered. These are the internal factors, right? How much salary should be given to your uh, person which you have recruited, right? It should be, that should be a policy. HR manager असं बोलू शकत नाही किती पाहिजे हा घे एवढे चल. It is not like that. So every organization has personal policies regarding recruiting the people. So that factor should be considered. So staffing activity is important as far as this point is concerned. Remuneration, salary, whatever it is, maybe it should be decided well in advance, and it should be communicated in advance to that particular employee. Then that organizational climate, while staffing, you should mention like this is our organizational climate. So all picture you should keep in front of that particular personnel so that he will become ready. Otherwise, what happens? They join and they understand this climate of this organization, environment of this organization is not good. It should not be like that. You should clearly inform there, right? Obviously in written also and orally also, while staffing, that you have to understand, especially recruiting the people, because staffing is having so many activities, especially while recruiting the people. This climate should be mentioned in front of that particular employee. And another thing, reward system, like maybe various incentives, various funds, or you can say PF is there. Then you can say incentive I have told, or sometime bonus is there. So such kind of reward system or prizes, if somebody performs well, then giving various prizes, right? Yearly, annually, or 6 monthly, monthly. Such kind of things should be mentioned in front of that employee, right? Then another statement you should remember, that is, it is certain that without adequate rewards, it is not possible to attract and keep the quality of manager. Even your owner will say, or your board of director will say, recruit within few thousand one manager. Yes, you will get manager, but that may not be competent manager, right? So you have to understand, let it be even labor also, let it be any employee in the organization. Before recruiting, you have to understand like how much reward should be given, whether it is adequate, that you have to understand. You have to understand adequacy of that particular reward. किती तुम्ही देणार? रिवॉर्ड म्हणजे सगळ्याच गोष्टी आल्या, अगदी सॅलरी पासून, इन्सेंटिव्ह पासून, बोनस पासून, सगळ्या गोष्टी. That you have to understand. Without adequate reward, you will not get good manager. And if you want to get the good manager, if you want to attract good employees in the organization, you should have adequate rewards for that manager or for that employee. Otherwise, you will not get quality employees. Getting? And while staffing, it should be considered in the organization. Then the external fast changing environment is also equally important. For example, these are the internal factors, right? Giving salaries, or what kind of environment will be there, what will be the rewards. These are the internal factor, but some certain external fast changing environment is also there. For example, high technology demand, right? So customer expect like you should produce our product with this higher technology. So you have to consider whether that person is well trained or not, whether he is comfortable with this technology or not, right? So that should be considered. This is the external factor, but still you should consider. Getting? So then well educated and higher skill. Technology is another part, whether that person is knowing technology, and another one is that well educated and higher skill. Well educated means proper education is there or not. You are recruiting person for R&D department, right? So it should be MTech at least, right? For R&D, it should not be like diploma candidate or this B Tech student, right? So nowadays, earlier it was there, but nowadays people are thinking for R&D department, MTech people should be there, right? If marketing or at management level, like management activities of selling and all these, so marketing person should be there. At least he should have MBA education, right? So that external factors you have to consider. Getting? So if you are not able to meet this demand, then definitely you will not get good kind of employee. And definitely desired growth, whatever you expect as per your vision and mission, that desired rate of growth will not happen. Getting? So even these external factors, like remember whether that person is highly educated, having highly skill, having train on highly high technology, because they don't have time to train the people, right? Every organization is thinking like I need highly a skilled person who is having all knowledge of certain technology, right? So this also you have to consider before stopping. Getting? So I have told exact meaning of stopping, how many functions it is involved, and what care you should take while stopping. Getting? And what are the advantages of stopping. This much discussion we have made today related to stopping. So stopping is a function of manager that we have seen what exact function they need to perform, and what is the activity also, what is the process of doing stopping, that also we have seen. Yes, anybody want to add something in that, or anybody want to ask a doubt related to that? Very simple point, right? Still, if you have any question, you can ask to me. Take 1 minute and put in chat box if you want to add something, or you want to say something, you want to ask any doubt. Yes, anybody? Put in chat box. 1 minute I will give to you. Otherwise, we'll proceed to next bit, HRM. Okay, should we proceed then? So friends, HRM, Human Resource Management. So friends, human resource management is mainly concerned with human beings and their needs in the organization. It sees manpower as a resource and assets. Now, staffing is the different thing and human resource management is different thing. So in HRM, what is HRM is related? Basic thing is that it is related to human beings only and their needs in the organization. म्हणजे माणसांच्या रिलेटेड, त्या माणसांच्या काय गरजा आहेत, त्यांच्या संबंधीच्या काय काय अडचणी आहेत, ठीक आहे. तो ह्या गोष्टीची जी काही संबंधित मॅनेजमेंट प्रोसेस आहे, दिस इज अ ह्युमन रिसोर्स मॅनेजमेंट. So, developing a good and cordial worker is the, you can say, task of the HRM. Good and cordial means those employees will or workers will work very effectively with good motivation and thinking for achieving the organization's objective, giving good performance. So developing such a effective employee is the role of HRM. Also, HRM helps to understand basic needs of human. What are the basic needs? For example, how much compensation should they get? Which salary should they get? How much bonus they should get? What should be the basic salary of helper in the organization, labor in the organization? So who will understand this? HRM, Human Resource Manager, will understand such a basic needs or safety related needs, maybe like they need, if they are working at hazardous places, then they need shoes, safety shoes, or you can say gloves, goggles, right? Helmet, like that. So who will understand this? This HRM will understand this. Getting? So whatever basic needs of these people in the organization, HRM will understand and they will try to provide that basic needs to them. They are responsible actually to provide such a basic needs. And who will understand people better? Yes, manager, or what manager will tell, who is production manager, let us take example, or general manager. He will say that worker has to work and he has to provide whatever we are asking, or whatever we are asking, he should do it. That's it. Because that manager is having target. But HRM, Human Resource Management, will understand like, yes, people, they are human, right? That's why name itself is their Human Resource Management. They are human and they are having certain emotions, they are having certain needs, right? They are having certain desires. They are working for money, at least they knows, right? And they understand people better. In organization, you can say HR department understand people very in good manner, or you can say they can understand everybody in better manner. Then another, HRM department expect greater cooperation. For example, if you are shifted from one department to another department, suppose production manager is shifted to quality department, he should not deny like, I am here, I am producing the product on shop floor, why I should check the quality in that department before dispatching. This cooperation is expected because HRM understand there is a need of so and so person, because he is having knowledge of production, each and every aspect. he can check the quality, or he can work for quality in the department very nicely, and he can suggest correction to production department. Getting? So such a kind of cooperation is expected from HRM, and every employee should do this, because HRM is understand you people, right? They understand your need, so you should understand their need also, in both way, right? So they expect the greater cooperation. The next one is that maintain better organizational climate and culture. HRM maintain the better organizational climate and culture. What kind of climate? Like for example, if certain functions are there, so organizing functions, right, or giving internal healthy environment, right, and maintaining the proper culture. So such a activity should be done by HRM. Then HRM helps to reduce gap between management and worker, as well as efforts of trade union and their workers. HRM is very, you can say, they are in between management and worker. ते दो आहे दोन्ही मधला. Whatever needs are there from worker side, they communicate to management. What management is expecting, communicating to worker, right? Or even there are certain unions, right, of worker, right? So discussing with them, right, passing this message to management, what management is telling, passing to the such unions. So this kind of work is there with HRM. Getting? So I hope you understood what is the HRM. Those who are understanding, you people, whenever you will join in the organization, definitely they will understand. Even giving certain documents to you, even you resign that organization, giving certain documents, maybe experience document, remaining salaries, right? So each and everything is there. It is taken care by human resource management. Okay, then next one is that what exactly, apart from this thing, what are the exact functions of this HRM? So as I told, first function is there, determines the needs of human resources. They have to determine needs of human resources. Human resources means each and every employee, the worker पासून, नाही का, लेबर पासून, नाही का, अगदी वॉचमन पासून हरकत नाही, टू टॉप लेवल मॅनेजमेंट, अगदी जनरल मॅनेजर. Getting? So up to this level, they have to understand need of people. This is a basic function. Then another function is there, educating executives and managers. Higher level managers, higher level executives are there in organization. So educating them in that particular domain, in that particular technology, in that particular concept, right? So this is a function of HRM. The next function is assisting top management regarding human resource policies, strategies, and approaches. So top level management means obviously just they are directors. Let us consider directors of that organization. So assisting these directors for making certain policies, certain strategies, right? For human, who is making policy, obviously top management, but who is actually doing this? HRM, right? So this is a function. So assisting top management regarding human resource policy is the function of HRM. Then collecting information and storing the information. Collecting the information of employees, collecting information of their performance, their documents, their salary related information, how much rejection they have done, right? So all information, even the address of that employee, photos, document, and whatnot, right? So such a information is always with HRM. So collecting the information and storing that particular information in department is the function of HRM. Next function is there, creating healthy climate, loyalty, belongingness, team spirit, manual trust, respect among the employee in the organization. So obviously this can be happen. This is a common sense, but if it is not happening, so through training, making healthy climate in the organization. If there are certain, you can say, misunderstandings between people, misunderstanding between manager and worker, misunderstanding between supervisor and labor, like that. So मेकिंग हेल्दी क्लायमेट, देन लॉयल्टी, प्रामाणिकपणा. हे हे बिंबवायला पाहिजे त्यांच्या मनावरती की तुम्ही या ऑर्गनायझेशन मध्ये पैसे घेतात मग तुम्ही काम केलं पाहिजे. किंवा इफ यू वर्क गुड, देन डेफिनेटली ऑर्गनायझेशन विल अर्न मोर अँड यू विल गेट मोर सॅलरीज, ऑर यू विल गेट मोर कम्पेन्सेशन, यू विल गेट मोर बोनस. सो कशा माध्यमातून लॉयल्टी, प्रामाणिकपणा त्यांच्यामध्ये बिंबवणे हे काम एचआरएमचं आहे. बिलॉंगिंगनेस, ही माझी ऑर्गनायझेशन आहे, हे फिलिंग त्या एम्प्लॉईच्या मनामध्ये बिंबवायला पाहिजे. अँड व्हेन इट विल हॅपन बिलॉंगिंगनेस, ते कधी ऐकतील एचआरएमचं? व्हेन दॅट पर्टिक्युलर एचआरएम विल अंडरस्टँड पर्टिक्युलर पर्सन. त्यांच्या नीड जर तुम्ही जाणल्या तर तुम्ही बिलॉंगिंगनेस किंवा लॉयल्टी किंवा ह्या गोष्टी, टीम स्पिरिट काय असतं आणि म्युच्युअल ट्रस्ट काय असतो, ह्या गोष्टी बिंबवायला शक्य असेल. गेटिंग? So try to understand. People will listen you when you will understand them, right? First understand them, what they need you have to understand, and then later on you can start doing this activity, like what is loyalty, what is belongingness, what is team spirit, right? Mutual trust, respect among the employees. हे कधी ऐकतील? When you will listen them, when you will understand them, when you will understand their needs, right? Then another HRM task is there, designing and developing, conducting HRD programs. मग वर्करचा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम असेल, मॅनेजरचा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम असेल, राईट, हायर लेवल मॅनेजमेंटचा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम असेल. तसं सो डिझायनिंग सच ए प्रोग्राम्स, डेव्हलपिंग सच ए प्रोग्राम्स अँड कंडक्टिंग अँड ट्रेनिंग द एम्प्लॉई is the function of HRD, HRM, right? Then conducting counseling sessions. Sometime good employee may leave the organization. That time you should counsel, do counseling of that particular employee. You should understand, yes, you are doing resign, but try to understand, we need you, right? Due to you, organization is grown, right? So don't leave. Whatever your demands are there, we'll try to provide it and try to counsel that person. So who is responsible for that? HRM, human resource management, is doing the counseling of employee, not while leaving only. Even though they, if they have certain problem in the organization, if they put their problems, like suppose some strikes are there, workers are doing some strike, right, with the help of unions. So in that case, doing counseling of all the employees, right? So it is a job of or function of HRM. Then performing evaluation and appraisal is the also function of manager, like is the function of HRM. Appraising means evaluating that particular employee, like what is the performance of it, how much star rating he is having. And even though punishing the guilty employees, if somebody makes the mistake, then giving punishment, like giving a on paper notice, right? Sometimes we call it as a memo, sometimes you can say advance notice, like that. So, and even though that person is doing this mistake again and again, even though terminating such a employee, so like that, punishment for guilty employee is the function of HRM. And then maintaining and improving team spirit, right, and related to retirement plans is the function of HRM. Getting? So this is the concept of HRM. I hope you understood what is the HRM and how many functions they are having. Okay. So MBA people are very expert in this particular activity. Okay. So I hope you understood this. Let us stop here. Put your roll number in chat box and quit the meeting.
Hello. Hello, sir. Hello. हे आवाज लवकर. हॅलो. हॅलो. हॅलो सर. हॅलो. हॅलो सर. हॅलो सर. हॅलो. 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 हॅलो सर. हॅलो. हॅलो. हॅलो सर. हॅलो.